brige anwini leherin anwin legachiri molamish gorieri lachren gal nelainach esal shufa nachira kian roeveran kian naman ermine.
Oh, there's a freedom in the singing of a people. There's a note of truth that slips out of our throat to remind us that we are a golden moment here, and that music is liberty. Let flow.
Say the cause of my downfall was the parting of my consort. For to wed a German's daughter, it grieves my heart full sore. But the female frame I ne'er shall blame, for she led me ashame. And she saw me in battle's flame, and she did me adore. Now I'm on a desert isle, where the rats, the devil, they would affright. But I hope to shine in armor bright through Europe once more.
I dye my petticoats, I dye them red, and round the world I'd beg my bread, until my parents would wish me dead. Is cadet to Melbourne song. Shul, 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 arun, shul, go soccer, agus, shul, go kyun, shul, go dallas, agus, sailing lamb.
So all you young men, when you're going out a courting, take my advice and don't make a mistake. Have a good drop of brandy to make yourself randy, but make sure and don't mix it with Christmas cake.
Upon my dying day, my soul to soar forevermore above you, Galway.
Trap, trap, happily, and mocher, to go more agus at the roaring. Rascal, roughly, the barbing in there, suck a white to all go take. Trap, 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 trap.
So anyway, what was that song about then? Is it about a little horsey or something? But about the little horsey?
It's about a horse trotting along the road and up a hill and back home for tea.
Great, lovely, thanks. Okay, non, down, three. Poum, 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 ach, pen. Poum, 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 ach, pen. Afri. Ooh, argino. Argino. Or, arsquarn. Arsquarn. Alagat. Alagat. Trot, 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 on trot. Do, on down. Do, on down. Ow. Arblau. Arblau. So anyway, thank you very much for coming to meet me in the Garland, and in the Teachers Club in Dublin, where the Garland, which is a singing club. This singing club is 35 years old next year. You were telling me, and a great thing it is as well. So maybe we'll talk a little bit about the history of the Garland and how did it all start?
So the Garland became a place where singers could come with their songs, and singers need listeners.
That's right. It's a place where the song can be nurtured.
Nurtured, yeah.
And Fergus, you nurture songs in a particular way. Like you go and look for them.
Yeah, I collect songs through a process of going through old books and manuscripts and broadsheets and all sorts of different printed sources, and then trying to match them up with their air. If they don't have an air, I'll write an air to go with it, and to try and then revive them and bring them back into tradition.
That's right. So where do you go and look for those?
Oh, through the archives, National Archives,
Right.
the National Library, online, a lot of songs online that you can get, and the Irish Traditional Music Archives, which is probably the best resource for finding old books to have a look at these songs and to go through them.
Well, Frank, I'm going to ask you now to sing a song. I mean, I know you're an explorer. You've been on adventures to the pole, the North Pole, and
up Everest.
And up Everest, and the Alps, and all the mountains in Ireland.
Yes. Off King William Island, winter darkness was over. Brave Crozier led his men, in search of fresh food. 22nd of April, their ship they deserted. Oh, terror, his pride was beset towards its doom. What suffering and pain did your poor seamen suffer? Lord Franklin to die in your ship so secure. Scurvy and starvation, those sailor privation.
Footing the turf, stacking it up to dry. As you see, a bog is a plain, and there's great drying. The winds dry the turf, wind and sun. And then when it's ready, it's dry enough, then they come with their trailers, or, as I said in the old days, with a donkey and cart, and a horse and cart, whatever. and because the bog is very soft, and you couldn't take out a big load at a time. So you would take home a small portion and take it back home for, that would be used as their fuel for the winter. The burning of the turf in the fire in the winter time. One little song was, "Oh, the old turf fire and the heart swept clean, should there no one half contented as myself and Mary Kane, with the baby in the cradle, you can hear her mammy say, wouldn't you go to sleep, Alana, while I wet your daddy's tay? Oh, the man that I work for is a richer man than me, but somehow in this wide world we never can agree. He's a fine big stately mansion, a castle over all, but I would not swap the lot for my little marble hall. Oh, the old turf fire and the heart swept clean, there no one half contented as myself and Mary Kane, with the baby in the cradle, you can hear her mammy say, wouldn't you go
Hello.
to sleep?
Good evening.
Good evening. Hi, Tom.
How are you?
Yeah,
How are you?
nice to see you. Thank you for coming out.
You're welcome. Where are you based at the moment?
I'm in Brittany. I'm in
yeah,
Brittany,
yeah,
yeah. And it's...
Is Brittany an island or what?
No,
No, isn't
Oh.
it? Yeah. Is it
Is it
kind
a-
of off fence or?
no,
Is it
it's
part
part
of
of. It's like the western
Part of-
bit that sticks
Oh,
out
yeah,
in the
yeah,
west.
Yeah.
And
My geography isn't great. No, as you would say. So.
I will have to bring a map and put a map on the wall.
Yeah.
I'll put up a church.
And start a new beginning. We have to choose to win or lose, and it's time we started winning and steal away. Let's steal away. No reason left to stay for me.
I was on yonder hill, 'tis there I'd sit and cry my fill, and every tear would turn a mill. Is cadet to Mavon in Slum, Shul, shul, shularun, shul go soccer agus shul go cune, shul go doras agus eilig glum. Is cadet
We're here now in the heart of Tipperary, in a parish of Upper Church, and right in the centre of the county. And the valley runs along here, the Slieve, Phelan Mountains in the background. This is Knuckleoch back here, and just underneath it is a place called Knockmahel,
Yeah,
birthplace of the famous outlaw.
I know. You've talked to me about that before, and
Yes.
then I saw a little sign in the mill last night about a play that has just been put on,
That's right.
like the famous story.
Yes, of this famous outlaw, Eamon on Conic, translated into Ned of the Hill.
Yeah. Because there is an English version and an Irish version.
That's true, yes. Yes. Lovely song goes with it that he's reputedly written himself. John Dolly and Pat Andy, the Sheehans, Con and Dan, and those boys of Ballinasloe, who hunted for the land. And when the wheel of life turns on and peace comes o'er me, just lay me down near that old town between the hills and sea. I'll take my sleep 'neath those green fields, the place I grew a man, with those boys of Ballinasloe, who hunted for the land.
Sinead.
Up with the kettle
Okay.
and down with the pan. Give me a penny to bury the
That's
lad.
right. And Phil Brennan gave me a verse,
Yes.
a verse from his village.
Oh yes.
As I was walking down Stone Hall, I saw him sitting on top of a wall. I got up a stone and I gave him a clout, and that's the way I knocked him out.
Very good.
It's not very gentle.
Yes.
He collected that one.
Then I rung the girls and Nina. They said you gone astray. Will you try the old golden pages of the barracks in Roscrea? And another thing they told me, I'd be better to ignore. Those come and get me women, and you're one from Templemore. Now the Minister for Justice was Myra Gagan Quinn. She loved to catch a hold of her, but that might be a sin. And sure I'll be off times wandering. In the night times when I snore, that the boys must have the handcuffs on. You're one from Templemore. Good girl.
I lay down, I'll treat you decent, for surely I am an honest man.
For I must cross that stream tonight, or never more I'll see my lady. And woe betide thee and water, by times you are a gloomy river, and over you I'll build a bridge that never more